Okay, so I'm making this tutorial on beginner mechanics, as in like what mechanics you should learn and how you should go about learning them, and then also tips and tricks on the certain mechanics on how to get it more consistent or make it better, I guess you could say. But I'm gonna try to make this video more edited and like just like slightly more because I really don't enjoy the editing process. I just like filming the video. But what we're going to be learning is flicks. We're going to be learning flicks. And we're going to be learning aerials, which if I could get this ball to how do you set up an aerial for yourself? That's not how you do it. Here, wait, I have an idea. That didn't work. How do you set up an aerial for yourself? I guess I just go into, there we go. Like, just imagine the ball was higher and like better, you know? Aerials. The ball goes in the air and wait, I know how to do this. Watch this. The ball goes in the air and then you and it goes in the net. Like that. And then also air dribbles. And I'm gonna be doing it beginner friendly. Okay, so we're not gonna be doing any fancy stuff like we're not gonna be like I don't know how to word it, okay? But like I'm not gonna go in depth about air roll or even flip resets because I'll save flip resets for like a video on its own because there's a frick ton of meat on that bone. Okay, so first I think we should talk about air dribbles. Actually, no, air dribbles are the most complicated. Let's do flicks, then aerials, then air dribbles. Flicks, I'm gonna be honest. This is there are a bunch of different flicks. The best ones for like really no, there isn't really a best one. There is like a best one for the situation, but it really depends on like a number of factors. But some good ones to learn and to practice are the 45-degree flick. At least I'm pretty sure that's what this one is. You just get the ball on top of your car, and then, wow. You get the ball on top of your car, turn a little bit, and do a diagonal flip. So you want to get it on top of your car, not on, I hear a lot of people saying like on your windshield, but I find that whenever you do that, sometimes whenever, it can like build up a bad habit for whenever you're trying to learn musty flicks, and also whenever you're trying to do ground to air dribbles. Because if you get the ball on your windshield, whenever you jump, the ball is going to go a lot more forward. So I think having it slightly more back on the windshield, like on the very back of the windshield, or just like straight up on top of your car. And then if you want to do like a flick and it's like, oh, you need it a little bit more forward, you can just like slow down a tiny bit, I guess. But it really depends. But just like remember that whenever you're trying to learn other stuff with the ball on top of your car, you want it more backwards so that you can send the ball upwards instead of forwards. But most of the time on flicks, having it like the ball right here is good. So, but aim for this spot here, right? Let me see. Okay. See this line right here? This is this line. This is going to be the marker. You want to aim for right there. There. That's where we're aiming. In this zone. That's where the ball is going to be. You're going to feel like the ball is right there. So, I'm not sure if it's like exactly the center of the ball that's right there, but whenever you're dribbling it, that's what it feels like. It feels like you have the ball right there, but that's where the car balance is, on the very top of the windshield. Just don't like let it go too forward. because of the whole bad habit thing, but also sometimes it's hard to get a good flick going. So you want to learn the 45-degree flick, which you just want to get underneath the ball, and then you're going to stay on one side of it. So like, I mean, use the circle, and see I'm on the right side of the circle, and then you want to jump when the car is in the right way, when the ball is on the right spot on top of your car, and then you want to make sure they're going about the same speed as the ball. Usually, like, you want to be going the exact same speed as the ball, but really you just want to try to closely match it. And then you see how my back right tire kind of goes outside the circle a little bit, and it's like the only one going outside the circle. That's kind of what you want. And then you're going to jump, turn a little bit. So you're going to jump, turn a little bit to the side, and then you're just going to do a diagonal flip. This is what it's going to look like. Right wheel on the outside, jump, turn a little bit, and diagonal flick on the right side. And generally you can get some good power. So that one is more so like if you have a bit more time to set it up, I like going for the 45-degree flick. But at the same, but also for like lower ranks and stuff, just the front flick where it's basically the same. You just jump, tilt down a little bit, and then jump, tilt, like just like you can even like hold. No, I don't know how to. Okay, so get the ball in the same spot, jump, front flip. But sometimes you can also do hold forward and then flip for just like a second. I exaggerated there on accident, but you can't really see me do it much, but I'm going forward right before I flip, like more so, like I'm delaying the flip a little bit. And then the last one is just the back flip, which is where you want to get the ball right here, right in between the gray spigot on the goalpost there. Okay, you know what I'm saying. That gray spigot thingy and the back fender air thingy. You want to get it there? Yeah. And then you just jump and then don't just instantly backflip, I think, because I'm pretty sure. No, that actually works. Yeah. No, you can instantly backflip. Yeah. Generally though, usually I like jump in. I feel like I delay it a little bit most of the time, but no. You just okay. So just like instant backflip, but just don't let the ball be too far forward. Otherwise, it's gonna go forward like that. If that happens, it's likely because the ball is too high up on your card, too forward. Because you got to think whenever you jump up, your car kind of acts as a lever. So if the ball is too far forward, you don't get much scoop. Or any scoop at all a lot of times. So you want to get really far back so you can have as much of a lever as possible. Well, not necessarily as far back as possible, because then you're just going to be hitting it like... You want to find like the Goldie spot zone, which is where your front wheels are like right on the edge there. And then... Yeah. But the thing about the front flick, which I think a lot of people should remember, is that you can practice doing it so that whenever you do it, the ball still goes like forward a little bit. So that whenever it goes above the challenging opponent, you can get it above them and also keep the ball advancing on towards the goal. And then, so to recap, front flip flick, whenever you just need a quick shot or to get over one opponent. If you have slightly more time and you need to get over a challenging opponent, you can do the backflip flick. And then if you have a tiny bit more time and you want like more power and a hard to save shot, you can do the 45-degree flick. There's also the like that flick, but I remember when I was learning, it just like it felt super weird, and it's kind of I feel like you should save it for whenever you have more control with the ball, like in dribbling and flicks and stuff. Because the other ones, whenever you do flick, those three are going to suit you well. Okay, and the next is aerials. This one I'm going to talk about in a training pack. Aerial shots pass. This should be good. There isn't a lot to say about aerials, to be honest. I guess whenever you the only thing I can really think of is you want to hit the ball with the nose of your car or a fender, like the front right fender, like that. Well, I guess it wouldn't be like that. It'd be like, you know what I mean, like using the fender to hit it towards the net like that. Or you can use the back of your car, which is something I tend to do a lot. Or you can do like the redirect thing, uh, like that. But that's kind of still hitting it with the front of your car. But typically, I think it's a good idea to just hit it with the tip of your car, or to hit it with the back. I don't practice this often, if you can't tell. Wow. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But for these, I guess, be confident, like when you're going up for the ball, and really just like play ball. Uh, just honestly, aerials they just take a lot of practice. Just find a good training pack, and then just practice it a lot, especially with trying to get it in the goal without it bouncing or hitting the crossbar or the posts. Just try getting it into the net with like no bounces or anything, just like a clean shot. And even try going for like top bins or trying to aim for the corner like that. No, okay. I tried to be cool, but really bad at these, especially right now for some reason. But isn't a lot to say about aerials. Nothing that I can really think of. Generally, you don't want to hit it with your wheels, but sometimes whenever you're doing redirects or psychos, it is good to hit it with the wheels, just so you can get like a light little boop on it, you know, like if you're trying to redirect it into the goal, but you don't want to get that much like height on it or power because it's already going fast or something. You hit it with the wheels so it doesn't get much verticality, but it still gets a bit of speed. That's really all I can say. Oh, whenever I said be confident, I didn't mean just like full on boost and like just slam into the ball. I meant like don't be scared and like reserved when going up for the ball. Just like kind of it's a mind thing. It's a mind game. It's placebo. Just like be confident and go for it. You got this. And then air dribbles. I like air dribbles. They're good. They're good. So a lot of people, whenever they want to learn air dribbles, they try to learn like the like they try to like do the whole glue thing where it's like that. But the issue with the whole glue air dribble is that while it may look cool, it it's less good for actually like scoring because it's super predictable and all somebody has to do to save it is just play ball. It's all they gotta do. They just gotta go towards the ball. But if you try to go for a multiple touch air dribble, it is a lot harder to save because it's a lot more random. Like it's falling and then not, and then you hit it, kind of thing. Waiton talked about this quite a bit in one video. But but I find that what you want to do is get the ball rolling up the sidewall, and you want to hit it just as it's going past the gray line, and you want to tap brake just before you jump off. Tap brake and jump off. Also, stop boosting, because I feel like that's kind of counterintuitive to hit brake but also keep boosting. But you want to be... Honestly, it doesn't really matter how far away you are from the ball, like whenever you start. I know a lot of people are like, be 3 or 4 card distances away, but a lot of times in game, you can't control that whatsoever. So, think more about timing and speed. Because you see, if me and the ball are going fast and I'm far away, and then I hit it, I can get a similar result as if I'm close and go slow, and then I speed up a lot. Or sometimes we'll be close. I'll actually stop. Like for instance, right here, like we're both going slow, but I'm close. I will intentionally slow down, and then get a lot of speed, and then I'll do a slightly more heavier boost. Sorry, a slightly more heavier brake to create more distance between me and the ball. So we're both going slow and close. A lot of boost, brake slightly more heavily. I kind of exaggerated there on accident. But that's the setup that we're going for. And you want to hit the ball kind of in the middle of it, but towards the net. So if I'm trying to score in that blue net, I'm going to hit it slightly to the side. One tip I heard Griffalicious say, check him out, is you want to hit the ball whenever you want to hit it like towards the goal whenever you see it. That's really hard to explain, so I'm just going to show you. And boom. So I could see the net there, and I hit it in that direction towards the net to make it like line up in like a single line, like that. It's really hard to explain, but basically, try to make it line up with the net whenever you're trying to hit the ball towards the net. You know, I think that made sense. If not, go check Griffalicious' video out and on air dribbles, and I think you should know what I'm talking about. But as for after the setup, you want to jump off the wall, turn towards the ball with air dribble. Sorry, with air roll. Okay, and whether you're using left or right air roll, or whether you're on the left or right wall, it does change what you have to do. So for instance, if you're using air roll left and you're on the right wall, you jump off and you hold down and to the right while holding air roll left. And then usually I'll go down and to the right, to down, to up and to the right. So that should look like... Wait, no. No, am I just completely wrong? Kinda. I kinda go into a circle. So it's like down to the right, down, and then I swoop up and to the left. So... Okay, yeah, so just jump off and get used to not necessarily air dribbling, but just getting off and turning your card towards the ball. Don't think about getting actually an air dribble, or getting an actual air dribble, or getting a good one, or just at all. Just turn towards the ball and try to hit it one time, and then you just reset. It's a lot to handle, so just like there's a lot to remember, just all the little things. So don't like stress, don't try to remember every single thing each attempt. Just try to get one muscle memory down at a time. So at the beginning, do the brake, just a light little tap brake, just a little brake, and then jump. And then try to get the muscle memory down next for the jumping off and turning towards the ball. And then try to put it together. And then once you've gotten good at doing it with whatever air roll you use, and also doing it from both sides, because for instance, if you're using air roll left on this side, it's much easier. You just hold down and to the right. Just, that's it. And this one is a bit harder, but it's just, I mean, it changes, because sometimes you jump from here, sometimes here. It changes a lot, so just like really experiment, because sometimes like the ball is going to be up here and you need to do that. What I did there was I kind of turned this way and then I jumped while also doing this, so I could get more height on the ball. So you want to get good at every aspect and then get good at putting it together. So, and then for the actual dribble part, you want to be hitting the ball right, not directly underneath the ball, because if you do that, then actually, I mean, it's not really a bad thing. It's just if you want to advance towards the net, generally you want to not necessarily hit directly under, but under it and a little bit back so that you can keep it going forwards. So, right there. But again, it depends on multiple factors on where you should hit the ball. But also, you don't need to, if you're not super comfortable with directional arrow, you don't need to worry about doing too much. Just a little bit is good. A little bit is fine just to adjust your card towards the ball. Just, you don't need to worry about it too much. Just think about where and when you are hitting the ball. Because that is super important. So, usually, whenever I'm air dribbling, I hit the ball whenever it starts to drop down again. So, I hit the ball, and then it starts going down again. Hit the ball, kind of thing. And whenever I get a touch on the ball, I will stop boosting for a second just to keep distance. So, boost, stop boosting, boost, stop boosting, boost, stop boosting. Just to create more distance so I can hit it again. Okay, I'll let you see that replay so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about with the boost. If you understood that. Boost, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. You see? But I think it's a good idea. If you're going for a pure air dribble, I think 2 or 3 touches is good. It depends, again. But, like, for instance, right here, I'm going to go for 3 touches. And that should be good. Yes. But the whole glue thing, it's really just a style thing. And then you want to make sure that the shot is unpredictable, because we're not just trying to air dribble, we're trying to air dribble to score a good shot. So sometimes adding in a ton of delay is a good thing. Again, tip from Wait and Pilkin. You want to like delay it a lot and then hit it. I exaggerated a ton there, but what I'm saying is, so we're gonna hit it towards the net, delay, and it's weird. Like, boom, like that. That's everything right now. 1 second. Oh my gosh. Okay. As for the actual learning the mechanics, because that was the tips on how to do them and what mechanics you should be learning. Now I'm actually going to more so talk about how to actually put it into practice, like what should you do on how to learn them quickly. And I think it's a good idea to get the muscle memory down from multiple parts, like get the muscle memory of dribbling the ball in the right spot, or dribbling the ball and then getting it to the right spot. And then you should get better at the jump. You want to get better at the jump. And whenever you jump, you don't want too much friction on the ball. You see how like there's those sparks? You don't want there to be sparks and then for you to jump, because that's gonna send the ball weird. You want there to be like no sparks or very, very little sparks. And then whenever you jump, you want to like, it'll make you like cradle the ball, you'll see. And yes, that is from Griffalicious again. I think. Maybe it's from Leighton. I think it's, watch both their channels, okay? But you want to jump and you want to like think about your ball, oh my gosh. You want to think about your car cradling the ball like that and then flicking. Anyway, for actually learning how to train the mechanics, you want to kind of split it up into multiple parts to get the muscle memory down, and then get the muscle memory down for actually putting everything together. You can learn the mechanics at a slower game speed and unlimited boost and stuff, and then whenever you can do it semi-consistently-ish, get the game speed at 100%, turn the boost to standard, okay? No infinite boost for you, and no D-pad. You're not allowed to use D-pad, okay? Or the number keys or whatever. You have to get into the position and stuff without the D-pad, and then you gotta flick, okay? No D-pad. No D-pad for you. Same with all the mechanics. Get consistent at them without the using your D-pad or using the commands. You know what I mean. And get good at them on 100% speed or more if you use Bacchus mod. If you want. I've never heard of anybody learning mechanics at a higher speed. That might actually be a good idea. I don't know. But do it without infinite boost and without using the D-pad so that you can get better at doing setups. Because you need to have a lot of variance, I think. So like experiment whenever you go for air dribbles with like getting a weird hit on the ball and then having to adjust yourself. Like if you hit the ball weird, get good at like adjusting it and just like taking the ball directly where you want it to go. Because you don't want to just like bring it towards the net sometimes. Sometimes it's at a weird angle and you want to get better at actually bringing it back and like curving it, you know? Y'all need to do that. Not yet. But as for like a plan, like a structured plan on how to learn mechanics, pick the mechanics you want to learn. Pick like 2, 3, or 4 mechanics, and hit those 2, 3, or 4 mechanics 2, 3, or 4 times. So like for instance, if you choose those 3 mechanics I talked about, well, I guess technically it was 5 mechanics, but I'm talking about flicks in general. If you want to learn one flick, aerials, and air dribbles, score a really good one that you're proud of 3 times, okay? Each of the 3 mechanics, for instance, example, okay? But if you think you want more, okay, if you want more, you can pick like 4 mechanics and do them like 4 times, or even more if you want, or just grind for free play for like 30 minutes a day, or like 10 even, 15. I don't recommend using training packs unless you're trying to learn the mechanics for your first time, because training packs, it makes it every attempt is the same. It feels like you're more so getting practice at that training pack shot instead of being able to do the mechanic in game. That's why I mentioned the no infinite boost and the no D-pad. So pick the mechanics you want to learn, do them, do a good shot that you're proud of multiple times, like a specified number for both, and you should be good. And what I like to do is, for instance, if you picked, let's just say super, like this is a terrible example, okay? I picked front flip flick, okay? And I just want to hit the one front flip flick, a good one time. Okay? So like super low volume, but one front flip flick one time. How would I do that? How would I do it is for every session of the day, so you get on at 2 p.m. before you're allowed to play your first game, you go into free play. Preferably no D-pad, no boost. If you want to get better at it and like more consistent, you go into free play, and then one decent front foot flick, one that you're like proud of, and then you're allowed to go into your games. You get off at 3 p.m., you get back on at 7:30, you do it again. Except preferably you're going to have more mechanics and you're going to be doing more attempts of them that you're like proud of. Okay, that is how I go about learning mechanics, and then also just sometimes getting on Rocket League and just like grinding free play. Maybe watch some YouTube and just play free play. If you pick up any bad habits that you notice, like try to notice if you pick up a bad habit and then try to fix it. You can record. Sorry, you can record your gameplay and watch back to see what you're doing wrong. Pay attention to your boost whenever you use it, because sometimes people will just like hold down boost. Like for instance, if they're doing a flick, they'll kind of get like they'll be using their boost to dribbling, and then they'll just like hold boost while they're trying to flick, and it's like that can just like completely ruin it sometimes. It also ruins your recovery and your boost management. So just like really be cautious of that. That is all I have as of right now, as of for today. I will probably make another video on intermediate mechanics like flip reset and double taps. And then I already have the other 2 videos about mechanics which are more so advanced. That is it for today. Awesome. W. Okay. Bye bye now.